There's a really specific type of pain that people don't really like to say out loud. It goes beyond disappointment. It goes beyond just things not going the way that we hoped they would. It's a pain that really cuts us more than just about any other. For me, there were a bunch of things this past year that I felt like I was supposed to do, not just wanted to do, but was actually supposed to do that just completely fell apart. I would start it, I would do my best, I would throw myself into it, I would get passionate about it, I would get midway into the process, and then everything would just go wrong. It would just kind of implode on me. There was not just one thing like that. There was a whole bunch of things like that. I thought that the Lord was calling me to, and then he did not give me success in them. These are things I did not just stumble into randomly. These are things that I was pouring myself into, trying to be faithful in, that I genuinely thought God was in. It just didn't work out. Maybe you've had things like that over the past year too. Maybe in 2025, you really thought God wanted you to marry this person, and then it just became impossible, or you thought the Lord really wanted you to do this job that you really loved, and then it just stopped being an option for you, or you really thought the Lord wanted to move you to this place where you're surrounded by your friends and family, and then it all just fell through. And so now you just kind of feel empty. You just feel bruised. You've got two black eyes and you're confused. Like when you really believe the Lord wants something from you and you're already moving towards it, and then it just completely falls apart. That kind of failure is more painful than just about anything else. You start to feel like the Lord is opening up doors for you to experience one of these good things that you know he created you for, that you know he wants for you, and then it's pulled away. It feels like betrayal. And when enough things fall apart in a row, it stops feeling like just one thing is not working out. It stops feeling like bad luck or coincidence or just a rough patch. It starts to feel like your plans and your goals are being purposefully disrupted. Instead of just being disappointing, it starts to feel like you're being actively targeted by the universe, right? Like you're being purposefully shown how little power you actually have, how little control you have over whether or not anything goes the way you want it to. We're just crossing over from 2025 to 2026. And I know that one of the things that I kind of carry into every year is just kind of this idea that, 2025 was rough, but 2026 is going to be my year. That last year was an exception. That was the hard year. That was the strange year. And now things are going to settle back down. They're going to go back to normal. But the reality, at least in my experience, is that it's going to happen again in 2026 and 2027 and 2028, because this is just how life is. And saying that out loud can be really discouraging. It can feel like that means that everything is just kind of pointless. That all these disappointments in a row is proof that something has gone wrong. Sometimes, I mean, if we're honest with ourselves, it feels like the Lord has literally let us down. And yet, I don't think that that is what any of this means. I don't think that means that all these things are just random. I think it just means that disappointment is not an exception. It is part of what it means to live in this fallen and broken world. And that actually kind of has changed the way I think about my expectations because if I can expect that disappointment is going to come year after year after year, but that the Lord has a purpose in all of it, then that means that all of my disappointments and my disrupted plans do not mean that God has disappeared. They just mean that God is preparing me for something so much better than I could have ever imagined. And that same thing is true for you, even if, like me, we have a very hard time imagining what that could even